Well, we are doing St. Patrick's Day with a Hollywood twist. Our entertainment reporter is going back in time, as you saw, and he sat down with Chris O'Donnell, who is one of my absolute favorite actors.
Yes, that's right. Jim Ferguson is rewinding and talking about the movie Circle of Friends with Minnie Driver and Chris O'Donnell.
Right. You know, first of all, that open really takes me back. You know, a lot of shows I did on St. Patrick's Day on that old Jim Ferguson show. But you girls, congrats. Thank you so much. I reminded you.
Yes, we did.
Last week.
We did it for you, Jim.
Yeah.
You both look perfect.
Thank you very much.
You're beautiful. How do you follow that balloon show, though?
I know, right?
I know, can you believe that?
But you've got Chris O'Donnell, which is like
The dreamboat. I fell in love with him
Yeah.
in The Three Musketeers back in 1996.
He's a good young actor. He's from the south side of Chicago, and he's north side. I'm south side. But we had a lot in common growing up in this kind of the same environment. But I couldn't believe, Heather, and we talked about this before the show, this movie is 20 years old.
Can you believe it? I know.
Wow.
And Chris was 25. He's now 45, and we see him every week on CSI LA, right? NCSI?
NCIS, LA.
Okay, LA. He's on that show every week, and he doesn't age too much, does he?
No, he looks great.
Yeah, do you still you have a crush on him?
I mean, I'm not. My fiance might be watching, so.
It's okay. It's okay.
okay.
Chris O'Donnell
Anyhow,
could be your one crush.
This movie is set in, it's 1950s. It's set in Dublin, Ireland. Chris plays a medical student from the U of A. He's a star athlete, very handsome. He goes to a college in Dublin to study medicine, and he meets a circle of friends, which includes Minnie Driver, who he has a romance with. And it's a coming of age. They're very young, and it's an Irish Chicagoan going to Dublin and how they get together and the intertwines between the different characters. But here's your favorite, Chris O'Donnell. So we're both from Chicago, both Irish Catholics.
Catholic League.
Yes, Catholic League, Mount Carmel, Loyola, right? Okay. For a guy, an Irish Catholic from Chicago, to star in a role of a movie made in Ireland with a chance to use the Irish brogue has to be like a dream come true.
It was definitely a, you know, I had never been to Ireland, and I kept hearing stories about how great it was. And, you know, to get the chance just to go over there in the first place was great, but then to, like, go spend 6 weeks there and really get to know some people over there. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, and get paid to go to Ireland.
Let's not forget about that.
Yeah, right. Circle of Friends, of course, is a beautiful story, and we're going to talk about that. And it's filmed in Ireland, which you just mentioned, and the scenery is beautiful. But as you also just mentioned, one of the beauties of that country is the people.
Oh, yeah. I think it's the best thing about Ireland.
We have a chance, you know, I don't know what your agenda used to be, you know, when you were in high school or getting out of high school in Chicago on St. Patrick's Day, you'd hit the parade maybe downtown and Rush Street and a few of the Irish pubs and have have a good time. And we got to use our little, we'd start with the brogue, you know.
Oh, yeah, every morning. Top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning to you,
That's what my dad would say.
Well, you know, I picked this one.
Yeah, look at her.
He's so much, he looks very young.
Love him.
He looks like a baby.
You know, I thought this would be a good movie for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Because it's a young romance, coming of age, you know, and it's shot in Ireland. So I thought it was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Because there are a lot of Irish movies, but a lot of them are pretty heavy.
Yeah,
Veronica,
right.
you know, Kate Blanchett, very brutal.
Yeah.
Some of
No, this was a good pick. I love this
Thank you,
movie.
thank you. Minnie Driver is the co-star, and this movie kind of launched her career because she did come to America and she started making a lot of movies, and she plays the romantic interest in Ireland, an Irish girl. They're about these Irish girls from small villages that go to Dublin to go to school. And here's Minnie. You know, we, of course, we're talking about Circle of Friends, and my type of movie, we mentioned Widow's Peak and how much I enjoyed that, and this is in the same feel to it, I believe, filmed in Ireland and that sort of thing. But when we talked about your character, Benny, everyone loved Benny. So it must have been enjoyable playing this character that has it all together.
Oh, yeah, very much so, because you didn't really have to kind of do anything. You just had to think about. It was just so much fun being a kind of happy, intense, passionate person. You know, being allowed to... In life, we spend so much time covering up for whatever reason, where, you know, we can't let people in too close. And with her, everything's just out there.
Yeah.
It's all on the outside, and, you know...
Well, she was a giver.
Very much so.
You know, and I think that was the beauty of it. Was that what attracted Jack to her, do you think? The fact that she was just, he knew that she had it all together.
Yeah, and that she, you know, that they could speak, that they could talk, that it was, you know, it was a relaxed relationship. It wasn't based on, I've got to look good for this person, I've got to be a certain way. It was just natural, which I think all anybody ever wants is for someone just not to play games, however much people think game playing is the way to a happy relationship.
Okay. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Friday, a wonderful movie, Reese Witherspoon, Laura Dern in Wild. Both of them nominated for an Oscar, and we'll have them both here for you on Friday. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, you too, Jim. And Jim, thank you so much for bringing those older interviews. That was really neat.
It's fun to rewind, isn't it?
It's so cool. And Jim actually brought a DVD Blu-ray for you to win Russell Madness. Just visit TucsonMorningBlend.com and click on the contest link to enter.